overdraft fees, negative balances, red numbers on your bank account when you check into that app. If these things are familiar to you, you have to watch this video. You have to hear what I have to say. If you're not familiar, my name is Arlan. 10 years ago, I was homeless. Since then, I have generated millions of dollars in revenue for myself and for other people. And every single day on YouTube, my mission is to help. My mission is to get you out of the circumstances that I was in for most of my life because I've seen both sides of it and I know what type of freedom and relief comes from being able to take control of things. Now, you also may not be in such dire straits because a lot of people who watch my channel are really like kind of they're paycheck to paycheck or they're head above water, like they're doing okay, but they feel like they're stuck. Like they've been at 5,000 a month for years, or they can't break out of that, and they watch people around them just seem to do well and seem to figure things out faster than them. If that feels like you, this is going to be a video that's going to change things for you. That's why I'm here. Okay, so I have done these things. I'm doing these things right now. Like think about the importance of that. I'm not somebody who's just like, oh, let me show you, let me write and tell you what I think you should do, or this is what I did like 10 years ago. I'm going to tell you what I did 10 years ago, but I'm going to tell you more importantly what I'm doing right now and what is going to help you break out of your current circumstances. Whether that means you have a negative bank account right now, balance right now, or if it means you don't and you even have savings, but you're like, is this it? Is this all life is supposed to be? Or do I get to go on any trip I want to go on, to give my family, friends money whenever I want to as gifts? Do I, I'm watching, I'm like obsessed with these cruise videos now on YouTube. I like watching other people go on cruises and they stay in these suites, and thinking through, oh, like my whole family can go on that. And if we just carve out 2 weeks of our time, we could have that. The thing is, this used to be a pipe dream for me. Right now, it's not a matter of, oh, can I afford that? I can afford it, which is crazy to me because I used to be homeless. But it's a matter of, oh, do we have the time? Do we have the interest? But you want to be in the position where you get to choose, right? You want to be able to choose. So let me talk to you about some very specific ways that you can get out of your current situation. And watch this whole video because each of these three things is going to make all the difference. And they stack on each other, they work in tandem. They're each things that you can accomplish. I work with people every day who accomplish these things and they started with nothing. So let's go through it a little bit. So the very first thing I'm going to talk to you about, and it's going to sound like a little bit like, I don't know, it's going to sound a little strange to you, but I want you to know that it's like real, real, real. Okay, so the first thing is being an affiliate for someone. Now, don't click off if you're like, oh, affiliate links, I'm not gonna, that's not real. No, 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 listen to me. Listen to me. When you are starting out and you don't necessarily have your own offer or your own thing that you think people will pay for, you do, by the way, but if you don't feel like you do, when you're somebody else's affiliate, and I'll tell you what that really means if you're not familiar. When you're promoting someone else's course or someone else's membership or their SaaS product, like Slack or, anything that you use that's a software. Um, when you do that, you get to put all of your skills that you learn about personal branding and promotions, marketing, sales, all of that gets to get into good use, but you don't have to figure out kind of the most difficult thing to figure out, which is like, what do I offer? Because then you have the offer, you have the product, maybe it's a physical product, you have the thing. So going back to those cruise videos I was talking about, and if you know, right? They're very fun. Trek Trendy is one of them that I like. Okay, so if you think about going on a cruise, this guy gets like 1 to 1.5 million views per video. He puts one out a month or so. that many people looking at that and they're like me and they're like, oh, I want to go on that cruise, or oh, I want to go on that train trip, or oh, I want to go on that flight, whatever. What he can do is he can go to the cruise lines the actual one that he's on, go to their website. He doesn't even have to know anybody. You don't have to know anybody there, right? You go to their website and you search for their affiliate program, or you Google affiliate program for this particular company. And then you become an affiliate, which is usually not hard to do at all. And you see what commissions they give you. And they may give you 10, 20, 30%. Some people give you 50%. Some people, it ranges. Like Amazon is going to be more like 2 to 5%. But that's its own little animal over there. I wouldn't do Amazon first because even though it seems like, oh, well, there's so many items, it would be easy. It's actually really slow to do Amazon. I would look for stuff that pays you like 100, 200, $500 per sale. Okay. And it's something that you use. It's something that you maybe want to use. And so what he could do is he could just pop that, and he does, he could pop that link into the description and say, if you want to go on this cruise, I just gave you 20 minutes of a tour of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. If you want to go on it and experience it for yourself, use my link right below. I saw a woman do this with furniture. Oh, it's so brilliant. Okay, so she got her new furniture for her living room. And she had these different pieces, and it was so nice. It was a Black woman in Atlanta, I believe. And in her description, and she said it, she pointed to it in the video. She said, use my link, and if you want to order any of these items, or if you want to just get the whole replica of the living room that I've done, use my link and you get 10% off because sometimes they'll do like codes for that. If you think about it, like let's say, I mean, she had hundreds of thousands of views, but let's just say she got 1,000 views on that. And let's say 20 of those people had either just moved or were looking to like replace something, or they didn't even know they wanted to replace something, but they had like FOMO. They're like, oh, I love that. I didn't even know that was an option, or that color's cool, or that's a really interesting way to place that in your living room. They clicked, like I did, clicked on the link and ordered furniture. And furniture can add up. 1,000, 2,000, $3,000 worth of furniture. And her commissions could have been 10%, 20, 30%. I don't know what the commissions were, but I could look it up because anybody can look it up because most things are pretty public when it comes to affiliates. So, so it's important. I'm telling you about this because it is one of the three things that could help you, even if you're just starting or even if you're pivoting. A lot of people are pivoting, like, oh man, I got laid off recently, or I think I'm going to get laid off, or whatever. You can start doing that. And it's like you think about through traffic and you're saying, okay, how do I get traffic to that? What do I do? Well, if you click on my name for YouTube, I have these different playlists on my channel. I have a playlist that says how to create an offer. You just plug in what I'm telling you and apply it to someone else's product or service. I have a playlist that says for beginners. It tells you like the very first things you need to do. I have a playlist about sales. I have the playlist, and the how-to is here. So this is me telling you, like, let's get a plan together. If you want to do a plan, let me know in the comments if this is already starting to get some juices flowing. What is something that you really like, you're a customer of, or you want to be a customer of? If you're a customer of it already, even better, because you can really speak authentically to why it's great. So that's what you do. You go to a website. You go to the site of the place you want to go. Not everybody has an affiliate program. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But you go right now, you make a list, write a list down of 3 places you want to go. Okay, I want to go to this furniture store. I want to go to this electronics store, and I want to go to this software product that I use. Write that down. One by one, go to the sites. Look at the bottom of it, usually is where they have their affiliate programs linked, and see if they have an affiliate program. If they don't have it on the website, do a Google search with that name and affiliate and see if you can find it, because sometimes it's consolidated somewhere else, or sometimes it's just a different website. But almost anything you can think of that you use today has an affiliate program. Opus Clips is a great one. It's a great one that has an affiliate program. low barrier to entry. You can promote it really kind of in a fun way. Look this up. If you're like, oh, I don't know what you mean, look it up. Opus Clips, card, CARRD.co. That's a good one. I'm not getting paid to tell you this. I'm just telling you these are places you can go. And if you just spend some time and train on the videos that I've given you like everything you need, right? So then the affiliates, what we're doing in Arlen's All Access is we just launched affiliates. We just launched officially the affiliate program where if you're in Arlen's All Access, you already know this, you can be an affiliate of Arlen's All Access. So and I do a 50% commission. So you have to be a member to be able to be an affiliate for it, but it helps you. It helps people. People are making tens of thousands of dollars in there. Some people are like blowing up their YouTube channel. Some people are doing a few things that we do in all access, but now they were already referring people. Now they get paid to do it. Now they get a commission because it's like, if you're already referring somebody, I want to pay you. I don't want to pay Zuckerberg or, I don't want to pay for ads. I want to pay people. I want to pay my members. So that's 50%. So we had a choice between 10 and 50%. And I chose the highest one because I'm like, let's make this something that is like outstanding for everybody. Everybody wins. I win, you win, and then the person you bring wins. So I'm just letting you know because it's been top of mind. I even created a whole new 90-minute course where I don't know if a lot of people did that with on the platform that I'm using, but when I knew that they were doing an official launch, I was like, yeah, I'm going to make a whole course about it. So teach people exactly how to be my affiliate and how to use affiliates for their own memberships. So that's inside of Arlen's All Access. You can go to arlensallaccess.com to check that out. But that's just telling you like these are things that you can do right now. And that particular one pays 14 days later. So affiliates pay anywhere between 7 and 30 days later usually. Speaking of, I want to tell you about my new book, Arlen's Revenue Playbook. If you go to arlensrevenueplaybook.com, you get this for free. And everything that I'm teaching you in this video, I do a deep dive, exact steps. You won't have any questions after you read the book. So get it for free. You just pay for shipping. It's amazing. And there's even like a special for Arlen's All Access on that. So you might want to go there first. Okay, so then there are two more. And I really want you to just think about affiliates as you're thinking about these other two. Okay, so the next one I want to talk to you about is what you're watching right now. You're watching me on YouTube. You're watching a YouTube video along with hopefully thousands of other people, at least eventually. And as you can probably tell, I'm having a great time with this. Like I'm teaching, I'm having fun. I get to be a bit of a professor, and at 44 today, that's kind of exciting and fulfilling. And then I think about it all the time and I plan and I decide what I'm going to film and release and what are my thumbnails going to look like and the pictures that you see when you land when it lands on your homepage, which is probably how you found me. Is that how you found me, by the way? Because this second one I think is going to change people's lives, so I want you to know about it. But did you find me on your homepage? And make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed already, because in my next video, I'm going to unlock something really special and I don't want to miss it. So you subscribe now and you don't have to worry about forgetting or remembering to see the next video. But just hit the subscribe button. We're having a great time here. And my very next video is going to be what people have asked for. So, okay. So what I want to talk to you today about in the second one is you starting a YouTube channel or making your current YouTube channel monetized. And there are multiple ways, there's a whole playlist for it, but there are multiple ways you can monetize your YouTube channel, meaning it's not just this one way, but I'm going to teach you the first way. So the first way is by getting paid for ads that are plugged into your videos. So you might see that there are some ads in this video, and I didn't go out and get those ads, like that's YouTube plugging those ads in and then paying me for that use, for that space. So it's almost like you have your own television station and you're getting sponsored, you're getting ads placed on that. And I don't even mean sponsorship. That's one other way to do it, like working one-on-one with the company. You talk about that company and then they give you money. That's sponsorship. And that's interesting, but it's not something that I do. If I'm going to do anything like that, I'm going to do affiliates, right? That's how it connects. But I'm talking about, it's called Google AdSense. And AdSense is plugged in once you reach 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in a 12-month period. 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in a 12-month period. And you may say, oh my God, that sounds like a lot of everything. I have someone in All Access, and I have a video with her where she got monetized in 28 days. Sometimes it takes people months to get monetized. Sometimes it takes people years because they don't even know about it. Like Myron Golden didn't even know a few years ago that you could get monetized on YouTube, and now he has he passed 1 million subscribers, and he gets paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. But you don't have to you don't have to have hundreds of thousands of subscribers to get paid. You need to get to 1,000 subscribers, and you need to get to 4,000 watch hours, and then everything that you do from that point on gets paid, whether it's $5 a day or $500 a day. So, like, for instance, I got $7,900 in February for just posting videos. And that was like the least amount of money that I made from my videos because I got that from AdSense, 8,000 extra bucks for posting. And it all happened naturally. I didn't have to do anything. I just had to like continue learning and putting out good content. And then on top of that, I was able to do things like affiliates and send people to my own products. And that's kind of like the more advanced stuff that I teach you in this book and that I teach you in Arlan's All Access. And it's not hard to learn. It's just like steps to it. So what I really, if you're still with me, by the way, thank you so much because I think that this is going to change things for you. What I really believe is that most people watching this, even if you are, and I say even if because I've had a lot of comments, so even if you are disabled, neurodivergent, elderly, in a different country than the US, even if you're a beginner, um, and really, if you're not a beginner, if you have any kind of story that's interesting, if you have any kind of skill and experience, interests that are interesting, all of these things stack on each other. But even if you don't, I believe that almost everyone watching this could start their own YouTube channel. It's free to start. And I believe that you could, if you worked at it and you were patient with it, you could change your life with it. And I say that knowing that some people are going to think that that's hyperbole or hype, but I'll give you a quick example. My brother, who is 40 now, and I can't believe that, but he's 40, he didn't finish the ninth grade. I think he dropped out of school at the eighth grade. He always had trouble reading, and he was always considered kind of a trouble kid. But the problem was he had dyslexia that nobody diagnosed, and he had ADHD or ADD that nobody diagnosed, and he was brilliant. And he was teaching himself at home how to record, uh, master and do all kinds of stuff to music. He was teaching himself how to make beats and how to produce and taking apart computers and putting them back together. He was doing all this at home while people were calling him a thug or calling him stupid at school. And so he just dropped out and he went through a path, and he'll tell you about that path, but he was, on the streets doing things and ended up having to go to jail for a few days and kind of really in bad positions. He was in a bad position for a few years, and it wasn't working out. And then somewhere along the way in his 20s, he just said, you know what? I'm going to take like my friends with me. I'm going to take this fledgling record label that I have, and I'm going to start posting about things in Dallas because that's where he lives. That's where he's from. He has a tattoo of the word Dallas on his neck, and he's named his youngest child Dallas. He loves Dallas. So he's like, I'm going to just like talk about the music scene and the culture here in Dallas. So what he did was he started posting on YouTube like 14 years ago. And he posted and he posted and he posted and he didn't miss a day for years and years and years. Now that channel has 1.4 million subscribers, maybe even 1.5 by now, and it's called Real Life Street Stars. And some people who follow me recognize that name instantly. It's a very well-known interview series with a blue couch and a light wall behind it. And it started with someone who dropped out of school, who could not read, and he now can, but had a hard time until he was diagnosed, is a prolific rapper and producer, but was always discounted, always told he wasn't going to make it. He changed his own life. He took it into his own hands. And I'll say that story to you. And if you're still here, thank you so much for being here. Let me know in the comments if you're still with me. I say that story to you to tell you that you, there are very few things I believe that allow you to take your like control of your life the way that this does, the way that having a YouTube channel does. I mean, I know it sounds a little corny, but it's that one of those things like if you're like me, you have this like entrepreneurial spirit that does not die. It's like you're always thinking of things, you're always questioning and strategizing and hoping and putting things together. But then sometimes it just doesn't work out. And you're like, why isn't this working out? Why am I so different? Why is it so difficult for me? And if you're like me, YouTube is going to be something really important to your life. Um, Let me just say, like, I've worked with people who didn't have one subscriber and blew up their channel and, are making money from YouTube in multiple ways. And the one way that I taught you, in multiple other ways. I know people who are multimillionaires who didn't really know about YouTube, who I've been advising, who are making themselves even richer from YouTube and everything in between. People who have businesses. Now, let's stop for a second and talk to people. If you have a business, and your business is doing 5 figures a year, 6 figures a year, even more, like you're not down and out, you got it going on. Don't you want some sort of like leverage to blow that up? Imagine if you demoed your product or your service. Imagine if 100,000 people could see this year what you do. What would that change in your company? Let me know in the comments if you have a company that is thriving or that one that is maybe stuck at growth, but you have something. What would it do to have 100,000 people see it? See you demoing it, talking to a customer, letting people know how it's helpful to them. Let me know in the comments. That's what YouTube is. So even beyond the monetization and the AdSense that I told you about, there's just like this awareness that you bring to it. Like I can put a video up now, and I started with no subscribers. Then I had 3,700 subscribers January 2024. March 2025, I have 133,000 subscribers. I'm on a Zoom. I'm just talking to you, my shirt's wrinkled. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, oh, you have all this money you can throw at it. No, I'm just talking to you and I'm figuring out stuff. And as I figure it out, I tell you how to do it. I tell you how to do it in this book, Arlan's Revenue Playbook. You just go to the website, arlansrevenueplaybook.com. I also have the link below. I tell you how to do it in all access. I tell you how to do it mostly on these videos on YouTube, which are available to you right now for free. You can watch as many as you'd like, unlimited. So this is what you could do. Man, if you have something to demo, if you have a product, oh my God, so many people come to me and they want me to invest in their companies and they have a product. And I'm like, are you on YouTube? And they're like, no. And I'm like, you're missing out. You're missing it. You're missing it. So let's get creative together. Let me know in the comments what you might have a channel about, what your videos may be about. What are you going to do? Like, let's do this. Are you going to start? It's free to start. Just do it. And just link us to your channel. And it's not going to be great at first. It's not going to get a lot of views at first, but it will eventually. Okay. Especially if you train with me on my channel. Okay. There's a third one that I want you to know about. And this one is like has really changed the game for me as well. YouTube has absolutely changed the game for me. I would say the most. This one has changed the game for me the second most in the last 12 months. And it also, I believe, is going to have outsized returns, meaning, I'm an investor. So what I mean by that is if I put $1 in, it's going to put out whatever amount, $100, $1,000. I don't know yet. But it's already has this return on investment, this ROI that's high. And for you, it could be the same. Now, this one is going to take a little bit of investment on your part, but it's not a lot compared to what you get in return. And right now, more than 400 people are doing this with me on a day-to-day basis, so I know it works. This one is just about putting a community of people who are like-minded and who are interested in what you're interested in and want to work with you on it together in one spot and making that something. And what that really is like a membership, okay? So let me talk to you about memberships for a second and really dial in here. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and make sure you get that free copy of the book. Now, memberships, let's see, I've made like $500,000 on my memberships in about 8 months. And that number is going higher and higher and higher. So it's not like 8 months from now I'll make another 500. It's like I'll make more than that, right? Because it just gets higher and higher and higher. I know people who have made like an extra 2,000 a month, an extra 3,000 a month, an extra 10,000 or 20,000 a month with that I've taught within, that I know personally who have done that. And the reason that memberships work is like it's specific to a platform that I use, which is School. I have a link below, 14-day trial. That's an affiliate link, by the way. That's an example of an affiliate link. I'm talking to you about this. Some people will say, oh, well, let me check that out. Let me get the free trial. And then I get paid 40% if you join. That's an affiliate link. That's why I've listed it here. Okay. So going back to memberships, I don't want you to think about all the logistics of it because that's where people get lost and caught up. And I work with people every day, so I know that's where you get lost and caught up. All I want you to do is I want you to imagine. All I want you to do is imagine this, okay? Or if you're still with me, just imagine. Close your eyes if you need to. I want you to imagine each morning or whenever you wake up. It's your choice at this point because you don't work for anybody else in our imagination. You don't work for anybody else. No one tells you when to wake up. No one tells you what to do. If you have kids, maybe they do. Or maybe they're your boss, right? You wake up when you want to. You have your morning routine or you don't, it's up to you. Maybe you're overlooking an ocean because you're on a cruise. Maybe you're overlooking, a city because that's your vibe. Maybe you're out in the wilderness, you're out in nature, or you're just simply with the people you love and care about. That's the first thing I want you to imagine. Then I want you to imagine you log in the morning or whenever it is, afternoon, and you log into your membership, your community, and you have 30 people, 50 people, 100 people, maybe even more. I just talked to somebody yesterday from All Access who has 2,300 people in her membership. It's crazy. Okay, so you have 30, but you can have 30 members and be thriving, okay? You check in, you look and see, oh, okay, this person posted this overnight. Let me go ahead and respond to it. That's interesting. Let me go ahead and make a post about something that I thought about that I want to make sure everybody knows. And this membership is about anything you can imagine. It's about your biggest interest. What are you most interested in? What is the most fun to you? The most fun to me is entrepreneurship. So that's where my membership is about, and I have multiple ones. Yours could be anything you can imagine. Anything that you're interested in. That's what your membership could be about. As long as it doesn't harm someone else, it's legal. That's what yours could be about. So I want you to keep imagining this. You're having fun. You're talking about a thing that interests you on a daily basis that you would do for free. And you know that each Friday you are getting paid, or you know that maybe you're getting paid daily because you're doing a different version that I teach. But again, we're not going to talk about the logistics and the how to. We're talking about, I want you to imagine this. Write the word imagine in the comments if you're still with me. It'll let me know you're here. Okay. I want you to imagine that. And then I want you to imagine that you didn't have to ask anybody's permission to post. You didn't have to say, oh, the boss wouldn't like me saying this or promoting it on Instagram or having my YouTube channel or whatever. They don't care because they don't exist anymore. And you are about to go on a trip, either solo, with a friend, with family members. You're about to go on a trip that you've been waiting to go on for months or for years or forever. And when you're packing to go on that trip, hey, as long as I have my laptop, I'll be good. Or maybe I'm gonna even just tell my friends or tell my members, hey, I'm gonna be gone for a week. I'll see you when I get back. It's up to you. You have your feet up. You have a view of something that you love. Maybe you're watching TV. Maybe you're cooking. Maybe you're having a party. Maybe you're at a sports event, but you're in a suite or you're courtside or you're on the field because you can afford it. That's how I want you to live. That's why I make these videos. That's how I want you to live, because you can. Because I was homeless. I was sleeping on the floor of an airport 10 years ago. I couldn't put together $1 to buy a Snickers bar. I remember this very vividly, this day, very vividly. I was staying at living at the San Francisco airport. It had been, I don't know, day whatever of this. I had nothing. Um, I was 34, almost 35. And every day I would kind of scrape together. I was also like a raging alcoholic, so I was like really miserable. I was scraping together money. I was going through withdrawals. It's terrible. And I remember this particular day, I had like 90 cents that I was able to put together and change. And I walked up to the same store that I go to on the outside of the airport that wasn't, you didn't need a ticket. And I went up to the lady, and there was all this stuff I wanted, food and snacks and reading material and all this stuff. I knew I couldn't get that, but it was like the cheapest thing at an airport. What is that? I saw a Snickers bar, and it was like $1.08 or something. It was something like that, right? And I had 90 cents. So I took it to her and I said, "Can I please have the Snickers bar?" And she said no. And uh, it worked out. It ended up working out. I've generated millions of dollars in revenue since then. I've invested in more than 200 companies, and I've been on the covers of Fast Company and Black Enterprise. Um, I'm about to go speak 4 times at South by Southwest, a place where I once slept in a car to attend with my mother, slept in a car to attend. And now I'm like a featured speaker on the front of their website. And I partnered with them for my own 2,000 person event next year. Okay, so when I tell you these things, it's not like, oh, let me just go ahead and get a cash grab. Let me see what I can get you to buy. I'm trying to build, I have a reputation, and I'm trying to build millionaires. I'm trying to build generational wealth for as many people as humanly possible. And I'm telling you that these are the answers. These are 3 of the answers. It's not a guess. And so many people can do it. And I know I still will have people in my comments saying, I can't do that. If you don't think you can do it, then you won't be able to do it. But what if you just take one of these things and start to research it and implement it and see? Just see. See if I'm right. It's better than not doing anything and staying stuck. Or even worse, getting worse. Because what compounds is interest, return on investment. That compounds positively. But what also compounds is negative. Because sometimes you're going to get so negative you can't get out of it. You have to turn things around today. You have to stop living like this.